What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We are doing a playthrough today of Pokemon Blue with Flareon, the flame Pokemon, the final evolution we have to get taken care of. Let the games begin, but before we get started, please like, share, subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell, get videos all the time. I really would appreciate it. It really helps the channel grow. And we named our rival Ash. We are JD, so we named ourselves JD. And to start the game off, we're going to go grab a little potion out of computer. Okay, and we're going to go say, hi mom, bye mom, and then we're going to go run in the grass, and then Professor's going to catch us, and he's going to give us a Pokemon. Very convenient. And we're going to get a Pokemon, and we're going to choose Flareon, of course. We replace Charmander with Universal Pokemon Randomizer, and put Flareon in his place. And we're going to get Flareon, the flame Pokemon, and we're going to name it Blaze. Very easy. We obviously made our rival take the water Pokemon, which is Squirtle. So very easy matchup there. The lightning one was pretty tricky. There wasn't really a good matchup there. So we will get this game started right now. And our first battle with our rival will go pretty easy. We won't even take any damage. So we start off the game with Ember, Tackles, Quick Attack, and Sand Attack. So Quick Attack will whittle him down pretty quick. He's going to Tail Whip and try to lower our defense, but we get the win very quickly, very quick knockout. And we're going to move on, and I'm going to go over the stats of this Pokemon. HP is 65, attack is 130, defense is 60, special is 110, and speed is 65. So that's a huge advantage for this Pokemon, is the fact that it's mainly all offense. The other two evolutions did not have a good attack. They had good special, and then they have speed or HP would be their two that were very good. This Pokemon has great attack on physical damaging moves and special. So I did miscalculate something when I predicted how these playthroughs would go. I honestly thought this would be the worst playthrough, and there's just some surprises in this, so I'll let you know that. But early I did not factor in the fact that it would be a little earlier in the beginning because there's a lot of bug trainers, and we have a type advantage over bugs. And we're moving on to our second rival fight. He's got a Pidgey, he's got a Squirtle, and we just got to knock him out, and we just don't want to get sand attacked too much by the Pidgey. I am pretty sure at this point in the game Squirtle actually has Bubble, so we don't want to hit C-Bubble very much, but Quick Attack, it's about a maybe 4 or 5 turn hit unless we get a critical. Oh, we do get a critical, so we knock him out pretty handily, and then we move on to our final bug trainer in Bug Forest. And like I said, super easy, very little inconvenience. The Ember will knock this out in one shot, in one go, and we move on to Brock's Gym. Now, Brock's Gym, here's why we have an advantage over Brock's Gym. So look at the time. This is one of the fastest times I've ever got through Brock's Gym. We actually have a pretty good advantage over his gym. Special is not something ground and rock type have. That's good. They don't have a good ground or a special stat. So Ember is a special move, so it's going to do a decent amount of damage. So we sand attack the Sandshrew so he can't hit us very much. We do outspeed, thank goodness. But we get the knockout. We beat it pretty handily. We're at level 11, and we're going to go straight for Brock. Now, Brock can be tricky. He is a little bit higher level than us. But, like I said, low special gives us the advantage in this fight. So we're going to go for Sand Attack to make sure Geodude can't hit us with very many attacks. Until he keeps missing. He keeps missing. And then we're going to go for Ember. Ember's going to do, that's about, what, a third? But it did actually critical hit, and it did burn him. So Brock has 5 full heals per Pokemon, so it actually skips over a turn. So he can't attack us. Now here's the problem with this Pokemon, is he has Bide. Bide is a pain in the butt because Bide will continuously run, and whatever damage we deal to Onix, it will deal back to us double. So we do not want to attack into Bide, but he does outspeed us, or we're speed tied. Okay, so that's kind of the downside we're having right now, and we want to get knocked out as quickly as possible. We get it done. Wakanda forever! And we beat Brock, and we move on to the next phase of the game, which is Route 3, but I'm going to go over the moveset. So we have Tackle, Tail Whip. I'm sorry, we don't have Tail Whip. Tackle, Quick Attack, Ember, and Sand Attack is what we start the game with. Ignore what's in yellow, just look at what's in red. Ember is a 40 base power stab move, so it's actually 60 base power. Quick Attack and Tackle are about the same, but Quick Attack is a little bit more powerful, a little bit more accurate, and has priority to go first. And Sand Attack lowers opposition's accuracy by a stage. So not a lot of decent moves to start the game, honestly. It is pretty decent moves. Most fire Pokemon just get Ember, don't have a secondary move to deal with water types, but we don't have that issue. Now we do get some more moves as the game progresses. At level 37, we do get access to Tail Whip, which we're not going to use. At level 40, we get access to Bite, which is 60 base power, 100% accurate, not going to use. There's no benefit to it. We're going to get a better move along the way. At level 42, we get Leer. We're not going to use it. Level 44, we're going to get Fire Spin. We're not going to use that either. It's a garbage move, and I don't recommend anyone ever use it. 48 is Rage. If we had this super early, it would be effective. It's good in the early part of the game, not the end. So not going to use it. And Flamethrower we would use, but we actually find a different strategy, and that's a 95 base power, 100% accurate move. It's like 148 base power with Stab. So it's a good move to have, but we're not going to use Flamethrower. So not a lot of level up moves are useful with this Pokemon. We're going to rely a lot on our TM moves. Speaking of our TM moveset, here's our TM moveset. Now, one thing I want to let everyone remember, I did mention earlier that having our attack stat be as high as it is very helpful for this Pokemon, because all the evolutions have gotten access to some of these moves, but they're not as effective as they are with this Pokemon. So even though Fire type has its disadvantages in this game, it's compensated very well by the fact that physical damaging moves do a lot more than they would with other Pokemon. So Body Slam, 85 base power, 100% accurate. All the evolutions, including Eevee, got it. It's the most effective now with this Pokemon because of its high attack stat. Takedown, Double Edge are two moves we could use, but again, they are more powerful now that with us because we have a higher attack stat. Hyper Beam was outlawed, and again, I regret that because I think this Pokemon could have definitely benefited from Hyper Beam because of its physical attack. But I digress. I did outlaw him for all the evolutions. I thought it was a way to kind of, I don't want to say just nerf the run a little bit with a really powerful move. I want to see which ones at a more basic level could beat the game. Mimic is useful because this Pokemon does not learn via level up or TM a badge boosting move other than Double Team, but we can't use it. So Mimic will be used for badge boosting. That's the big benefit to Mimic right now, is it gives us the ability to mimic a move and badge boost. Double Team is outlawed, so we cannot use Double Team. Reflect could be used with this Pokemon. We did not use it. Bide is used for like 2 seconds to catch a Pokemon. Fire Blast is a move we decided to use. So Fire Blast is very powerful. It's 120 base power, 85% accurate. And with Stab, that means it's 180 base power move. It's a very powerful move. Now, I went this route because we don't get Flamethrower until level 54. And we cannot get by on just Ember for a good portion of the game. It's not powerful enough. So I went the route of routing the game to get Fire Blast as soon as possible. And in doing so, get a very powerful move. It's bad and good in some ways. It's like low accuracy but very powerful. It's a trade-off. So, but we just leaned into that and we kind of went all in on Fire Blast. Swift is just a move at 60 base power. It never misses unless it's, it's a typing issue. And it just added power points. It doesn't really, it's not as powerful as Body Slam, but it just makes it so you don't have to run back and heal all the time. Skull Bash didn't move. Rest actually got some pretty good shelf life from this. So what it does is it heals all ailments and all your health, but it puts you to sleep for 2 turns. And Substitute, we did not use. If you're listening to my voice right now, I am sick. And I filmed the first part of this without being sick. So funny that you're going to have 2 different voices, but it is what it is. So that's our level up moveset. Again, a high attack stat is really going to benefit this Pokemon. Unlike how it did with the other evolutions. And I think that's what gives this Pokemon a pretty big advantage. And I did not consider that whenever I was thinking up my predictions. So my prediction for this video was a certain time, and we beat that certain time by a country mile. So we're gonna get the fossil, and we beat Super Duper Nerd, and we're moving on to All Hail Dim Fossil, and we're moving on to our rival. Our rival comes out with a Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto is going to be a 3-hit with Ember. He does get a Sand Attack off, that stupid dirty bird. But you knock him out with his burn, and we do Quick Attack on Abra. It'd be a quick knockout. So that's actually another move that actually benefits from our physical attack stat. Is Quick Attack. It's more powerful now because our attack stat's higher. It wasn't like that with any of the other evolutions. Even Eevee, I think, had Stab, but didn't have a high attack stat. So now we're on Nugget Bridge, and at the end of Nugget Bridge you get a prize. So here's my prize to you. There are a bunch of YouTubers I like to watch, so I'm going to recommend them, and I totally endorse their product. So JRose11 and Scott's Thoughts are two that got me into YouTube. So those two I highly recommend you check out. Very fun, very good playthroughs. And then a couple other ones. KangaskDan just hit 500 subscribers. Recommend you check him out. He does very good Pokemon content as well. Squidgy does Gen 2 content. I really have learned so much about Gen 2 from Squidgy. And Gen 3 is Eggsceptional. He does very well with Gen 3 content with Fire Red and Leaf Green. And what I'd also recommend is, there's a bunch of others out there, and I can't always name them all. But one I will name as well is Gym Leader Matt. I will name M&J TV. So those are also good Pokemon content I'd recommend. M&J TV is more of the just making lists of things about Pokemon and just talking about it more than just playing. But he does do some playthroughs occasionally, and I highly recommend those as well. There's a couple other ones out there. Steven Plays Pokemon, I think is what it's called. Smith Plays Pokemon, something like that. His is very good as well. He's made a new crystal hack. So we got this last battle here to get the Nugget Bridge. So if we win this, that means you guys get the prize of getting access to all those YouTubers. They're actually in my comment section down below if you want to go check them out. Along with all the analytics you see, all the data comes from a website down there as well. And we beat this rocket. And now we're on to the SSN. On the SSN, we actually get one of our bread and butter moves that I talked about earlier with the TMs, and that is Body Slam. We're going to beat this youngster real quick, and he gives us access to Body Slam. Now, Body Slam, like I said, for any Pokemon except for Chansey, Body Slam's amazing. I keep saying that because if you know Pokemon, Chansey has like 5 attack stat compared to its special, and even though it's stab, it doesn't do anything. So if you ever have the ability to use Chansey and you get Body Slam, do not give it to Chansey. It's worthless to give it to Chansey. But other Pokemon have great attack stats, like this Pokemon, and so it works very well for them. So now we're on to our our fourth rival fight. And the fourth rival fight, his team's rounding out pretty well, but it's still not very good. And at this point in the game, we're leveled enough that most of our attacks are very, 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 very damaging. So it comes out with Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto will be a one-shot with Body Slam. And moving our moves around, one-shot, very good. Raticate is pretty boring as well, one-shot with Raticate. Kadabra is a one-shot as well. He hits us with Confusion, though he did outspeed us there. Even though he's a couple levels lower, and we get Body Slam, two-shot on the War Turtle. So we circle back to fight Misty, because we didn't want to fight Misty before because it didn't have a powerful enough move to one or two-shot her, and we didn't want to have to take a bunch of resets and waste time. So I'm like, you know, I'm just going to get the one of the best moves we can get, and then double back and fight her, see how it works. So yeah, that's why we're doing it this way, and we didn't take any damage in our gym, so we're going to save right here. And then we're going to face Misty. She has 2 water-type Pokemon, Staryu and Starmie. Now, Starmie is very fast, so you hope you don't go second against Starmie. So we'll see here. So Staryu will be a one-shot. Okay, without a critical hit, one-shot, very powerful, very good. Now, we stand attack her because we don't want her to hit us. We're weak to water. So, but Body Slam is a 2-shot. We get the knockout. We move on from Misty to a cave. Rocket Tunnel to be specific. And we're going to face Boomer the Hiker. So Boomer comes out with 3 Pokemon. Now we weren't fully healed here, so that's why we're going to lose this battle. We get a critical hit on Geodude, which is crazy how many critical hits we've gotten right now, considering we don't have the speed as other Pokemon have had. But I'm not going to complain about critical hits. They do way more damage than you anticipate. So nice, very nice. So we heal up, and we're going to face this battle again, just to be safe. So Boomer comes out with a Geodude, and Geodude will be a 2-shot with Ember. So look how much fast this battle goes whenever he doesn't like hit us with Rock Throw. Why he doesn't use Rock Throw every time? Well, I know why. It's low accuracy. So Self-Destruct almost knocks us out, but we survive and move on to Lieutenant Surge. So that's what I did there. I skipped over Misty, went back to Misty instead of doubling back to fight Surge. I just went on with the game and then came back to it. Knockout, knockout. There's 2 knockouts in a row, and then Raichu's going to be a 3 up, 3 down. Good morning, good night. He is not complicated. So the reason why I decided to route the game that way is it takes time to travel from Misty's gym to Lieutenant Surge's gym if you go, you know, south. Okay, it takes time to get there. So what I do is after you fight the SSN and I got Body Slam, I dug out of the guy who gives you the bike voucher. You can dig out of there and dig all the way back to the Pokemon Center in Misty's town. So I did that, and then I beat Misty. So you're thinking, well, I'm just going to beat Lieutenant Surge then. Well, if you beat Lieutenant Surge, you got to double back, and that takes time. Whereas I can just progress to the game, and it's like a 30-second detour when I go to, what's that city in the middle? I can't remember that city's name. Not Lavender Town. What is it? Doesn't matter. Saffron City. There we go. When you go to Saffron City, you can just detour. You can go there to get Psychic. You gotta go there to get. You didn't get to the gym. That's what I do during my running my errands. You just detour down and go fight. Go fight Lieutenant Surge, and Lieutenant Surge gives you fly, so you want to do that. Okay, so it gives you the ability to fly, and then you can fly around the map and do whatever you want. So routing is a big deal in this game because you're not forced to face things in a row. The order of the Pokemon gym leaders is Brock, Misty, Surge, Erica, Koga, Sabrina, Blaine, Giovanni. You don't always have to go in that order. What's beautiful about Gen 1 is you can go in kind of whatever order you want as long as you go Misty second, and you have to at least hit Koga third, because it gives you the ability to surf, and you can't do much in the game without surfing. You don't have to fly, you don't have to use strength, so Lieutenant Surge and Erica's gym are not necessary. But we want to get this battle over quick because we have a very good... that's why I fought a lot of the trainers here, because we have the advantage type-wise. Now, Victory Bell will not be a one-shot unless it's critical hit, which is exactly what we get. So very good, we knock him out one hit. Tangela would be a critical hit too, so it's back-to-back critical hits. Like I said, it's crazy, but this Pokemon's getting a lot of critical hits. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to take the levels, take the gym badge, and move on. And now we're facing Giovanni. So I usually face Giovanni and Pokemon Tower before I face Erica. But I decided to go the route we did because Erica's gym's pretty easy, gives us some experience, and we're going to have to fight this anyway, and just lets us overlevel a little bit. We don't exactly have a great move against Giovanni anyway. Even though Ember is special, it's a very low attack for the mid-game, and so we're not doing as much damage, but we still get the win, don't get me wrong, but we just don't do as much damage right now, which is why I routed to get a fire move to replace Ember as much as possible. So now we're on to the 5th rival fight. 5th rival fight's going to come out with a Pidgeotto, one shot with Body Slam. And for some reason we went for Ember over Growlithe. I don't know why we did that. I don't know why at all. That was a dumb move on my part. Ember's a one-shot on the Execute, and Body Slam's a one-shot on the Kadabra. And Wartortle gets one shot by Flareon there. Now, this is a part of the game where it's not necessary to do, but so my thought process was, I've played through with Fire Pokemon before. Fire Pokemon have 2 problems in the Elite Four. One problem is Lorelei. Her entire team is pretty much loaded up with water Pokemon, so your fire moves aren't as effective. They can still be very effective. That's kind of the benefit of fire. They can kind of brute force their way through some problems. But we don't have a great move against Lorelei, and we also don't have a great move against Lance's Gyarados. Lance's Gyarados has good AI, so he will go for Hydro Pump every time. He'll go for it every time. He won't Leer, he won't do Hyper Beam, he won't do anything else. He will just go, he won't even do Dragon Rage. He will just go through Hydro Pump every single time. And Hydro Pump is going to be super effective. It's a very powerful move. And so I was thinking we need to get some levels, get some extra bulk maybe, get a little bit higher stats. And so that's why I fought this gym. Come to find out, we actually didn't need to do this. We could have done this at lower level and saved ourselves like 2 minutes. And it's kind of critical or crucial, and you'll see why here in a little bit. But regardless, we do need a Pokemon that can do strength. So that's another reason why it's not bad to go here. Is you don't have to pick up that Lapras. You can just pick up strength here from one of the two Pokemon you win. So here's the final battle against the Cobra Kai gym leader, I guess is the best way to put it. Double kick actually does a crap load of damage, so we're hoping not to take any more damage, so quick attack doesn't do squat. Why we just did quick attack, I don't know. Comet punch, it looks like kind of dire right now, but we get to knock out and move on to Koga's gym. Now Koga's gym is very important because it gives the ability to surf. So Koga comes out with coughing. We use body slam, coughing will be a 2-shot, and our accuracy just got lowered. That's why I use Swift. Swift just skips over accuracy checks, and it never misses unless it's typing. So Swift again, coughing comes back out. Swift will be a 2-shot, very good. Probably wouldn't be if without our high attack stat. And body slam we miss, Sledge does a lot of damage. And we get poisoned, that's awesome, so awesome. Body slam, we just need one more hit to knock it out. I don't know why we should have gone for Swift just to be safe, but we get the win against Koga. And then we move on to Blaine. Blaine is the fire gym leader. There's no advantage for anyone here other than the fact that we're an evolved Pokemon and we have really good stats. So body slam will be a 2-shot on the Growlithe. It's going to be a 2-shot with Swift on the Ponyta. Rapidash, I'm pretty sure will not be a 1-shot or 2-shot. Oh, it will be because of critical hits. I love critical hits with this Pokemon. For some reason, Pokemon hits them all the time, even though it doesn't have the highest speed. So body slam, we're looking at like a 3-hit. And he did a lot of damage there with takedown, with a critical hit takedown, but we survive and we move on to our rival. Now, our rival comes out with a Pidgeotto, and Pidgeotto, I hate this bird for this very reason. He gets a sand attack off, and now it wrecks the rest of the fight. So we don't hit all the rest of them, so we take damage, we take status conditions, we take a whole bunch of things. So execute should be a 1-shot with Fire Blast. Nope, we get Stun Sports, and now we're paralyzed. And now we're moving on to the last two Pokemon. Alakazam would be a 1-shot with Body Slam, but we're paralyzed and confused, so now we can't hit anything. And so now we're just eating out our own health, and we get knocked out. Here in a second we get knocked out. And yeah, not fun, but it is what it is. So we're going to refight this battle, and we gotta knock that stupid bird out on the first turn. This is why I hate Pidgey. This is my least favorite Pokemon in this game because of this stupid tactic. Okay, so we're gonna go for Body Slam again. He gets Sand Attack off again. So now we're actually still lowered, and we're just gonna go for a little bit of Swifty here. We're gonna use the move Swift. It skips over accuracy checks, and we get the knockout with Fire Blast. Get the knockout with Alakazam. With Swift. So Swift is our bread and butter now that we can't physically hit anything. So Blastoise here you think would be scary, but he's not because he doesn't have any good moves, which is crazy because Venusaur has good moves at that point. He has Razor Leaf. But we move on to Giovanni. We beat our 6th rival fights. I think that's what that was. Giovanni's team has not gotten better here, and we're gonna I would Fire Blast him into oblivion, but that's the one downside to Fire Blast is it only has 5 power points. So you have to get PP ups throughout the game to make it better. And we're going to decline Learning Rage. And now we're going to go ahead and Fire Blast the way through Rhyhorn. And we have one more Pokemon left. Fire Blast knocks it out. We're out of Fire Blast power points, but totally worth it. And now we move on to Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. And we face her gym. Now Body Slam should be a clean sweep of this entire gym. Except for one Pokemon. We're going to switch to Fire Blast because it is a bug type. Very good. And do we outspeed the Alakazam? We do not. It would have been a 1-shot without Reflect, but we still get the 2-shot. Take no damage, beat Sabrina, and move on to Giovanni. Giovanni's team still good, and I'm going to use the same tactic I did with the other two evolutions. So we're going to go ahead and just knock out Rhyhorn in 2 hits, not 1. And then we're going to mimic Dig. And we accidentally mimicked the wrong move, and that's kind of the problem here. And we accidentally mimicked the wrong move, Growl, so I have to take a reset here, because you're not going to win a battle with Growl. I mean, I guess you could, but we just got hit with Dig and did massive damage, because we're kind of frail. It's one downside of this Pokemon, his defense isn't high. But we're going to do Fire Blast, it's a range, so we actually get the 1-shot this time. And we're going to mimic a move. We're going to mimic, mimic Dig. Okay, and our health's very low. I don't know what happened there, but our health jumped up and then went back down. That's very weird. And we get the knockout. We use Fire Blast. Or use Dig, actually. Okay. Dig is a 1-shot. Very good. Physical damaging move, so it does work well with our attack stat. Nidoking's a one-shot and is right on a one-shot. Fire Blast is not a one-shot with this Pokemon. We're going to use Dig one more time and knock it out. We beat Giovanni pretty handily, and now we're moving on to our 7th rival fight, the fight before the Elite Four. So he's going to bring out a Pidgeotto. It no longer It no longer has Sand Attack, so we don't have to worry about that. So we get the 2-shot, very good. We level up. Rhyhorn comes out. We're going to use Fire Blast, very good. It's a one-hit knockout. Growlithe comes out. Swift will be a 2-shot, very good. And Execute comes out. As long as we hit a Fire Blast, we'll knock it out. Alakazam, we go first. Do we go first? We do not, but we do get the knockout because we went for a cover. And Blastoise is out, and Blastoise will not have anything great. He doesn't even have Hydro Pump at this point, just has Withdrawal and Water Gun. So we beat our rival, and we are prepared for the Elite Four. And now we're in the Elite Four. So in the Elite Four, we're going to go and go over our stats real quick before we go in and fight them. So these are our stats. We have 175 hit points, level 60. Okay. Attack stat is 189, which is very good. Our Body Slam would be as effective as it can be right now, with almost having 200 in attack. So very good. Defense isn't very good, so physical damaging moves will do a lot to us. So you're going to see in a couple fights here that there's what would be a super effective water move does not do that much damage to us because our special is so high. And I'm going to go over special in a minute, but physical damaging moves do the worst to us. Okay, speed is 112, so we're outspeed a lot of things in Elite Four, not all of them, but a decent amount. And in specials 171. So, like I said, it does attack and defense in Gen 1. So that stat's very nice. It's going to be very good. And it lets us get through a lot of things and also coincides very well for our move Fire Blast. So here is the move set we're going to use for this playthrough. Ah, man. It's Body Slam, Rest, Fire Blast, and Mimic. Okay, so I missed it. I'm not going to go back to it. And we're going to go and heal right here, and then we're going to face Lorelei, the first member of the Elite Four. Lorelei is all ice type, so which means that they're ice and water type Pokemon. And she comes out with a Dugong. Dugong's kind of dumb. The AI for it is dumb, so it should do a water move or something, but it doesn't. It just goes for takedown, and then we knock it out in 2 shots. And we're going to knock out Cloyster in 1 shot. Very good. Now with Slowbro, we're going to mimic Amnesia. Amnesia does boost our special by stage every time you do it. But it also does the badge boost. Now we're faster, we're more powerful on our physical hits, so on and so forth. Now, Body Slam is not, it just got nerfed because of Growl. Now Jinx has horrible physical defense, so we knock her out. And in Lapras, we're going to try to knock out in 1 shot. We do, and like I said, the Hydro Pump from Lapras did almost no damage to us. We have a very convincing win against Lorelei. And now we're moving on to Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much, but we do need to heal because we don't really have anything that's super advantageous against him. Fire Blast is special. Most of his Pokemon have low special, but you just never know. And we're going to face Bruno. Like I said, don't talk about Bruno very much, but we're going to beat Bruno anyway. So Fire Blast is a 1-shot on the Onix, 1-shot on Hitmonchan, 1-shot on Hitmonlee. Gotten very good Fire Blast luck, and it just ran out right there. And we knock out Onix and the last Pokemon, Machamp, low special, and we knock him out pretty convincingly, so we barely take any damage. And move on to Agatha. Now Agatha has what's called the Agatha Lottery. The Agatha Lottery, she can confuse you, she can paralyze you, she can put you to sleep, she can poison you. So we want to heal up, we want to actually hit the level up, so if we badge boost, it doesn't affect us. But we're going to go ahead and take on Agatha. She comes out with a Gengar. We're going to go ahead and go for Fire Blast. And it's not a 1-shot, so awesome. But she does get burnt. And in Golbat, we're going to come out with Body Slam. And we want to conserve our Fire Blast. We only have 7 power points for Fire Blast. So we can 1-shot the Haunter very good. We can Body Slam the Arbok. It's going to be a 2-shot. And we're going to go ahead and go for Rest. And Rest is going to put us to sleep, but it's going to remove Body Slam so that the next 2 Pokemon, next 1 Pokemon can be a pretty easy knockout. So we hit Fire Blast, we just need 1 more, and we get the knockout. Agatha, not always easy, but pretty convincing win there against Agatha. A little bit of luck with a good thing I had rest. They didn't really have a lot of options. I've never consistently used rest in anything, but very, very convenient that we had rest there. Now, here's where the brick wall comes in with this Pokemon. So this Pokemon is a fire type, and we're about to face a water type. Now, where this Pokemon has a huge advantage over other water types is we actually have a good physical attack stat. So, Gyarados comes out. I'm going to go ahead and go for Body Slam, paralyze it. Okay, we're going to go for Body Slam again, and a Hydro Pump. Like I said, it's going to go for Hydro Pump every single time. So, in most fire types, this is like 9, 10, 12, 15 resets. But we get a little bit of good RNG here, but that's just because this Pokemon has such good stats. Okay, we get knocked out. We're going to knock out the Body Slam. And we got 69 health. Very nice. And what we're going to do is we're going to rest. Nothing they have can really hurt me. They don't have anything great. Now, you know, Dragon Rage does suck because it does exactly 45 damage no matter what. But now we're going to mimic Agility, which is going to make our physical and special attack go up. We're going to rest again. Like I said, it doesn't have anything that's doing a lot of damage, so Hyper Beam has got to take a turn to recharge. So we have the ability to knock it out now. Very good. Dragonair is a knockout as well. Now, Aerodactyl is not going to be a one-shot with Body Slam. Let me correct that. And Fire Blast gets the knockout on Aerodactyl. He's not Dragon type. Dragons are actually resistant to fire. So Aerodactyl is not actually Dragon type. He's Flying Rock. Okay. We get the knockout, very good, and we beat Lance on the second try. I was very surprised at that, but with having a high attack stat, Body Slam just does a lot more than anticipated. And I think rest might have also been the key there. If I didn't have rest, I don't think that battle would have gone that way, because there's no way to replenish health, and you're just fighting against a clock at that point, or a diminishing value of health. So now we're moving on to our rival, the final battle in the game. To beat the whole game, he's going to come out with a Pidgeot, Fire Blast, burn that bird up, knock it out, and move on to Alakazam. We're going to Mimic Recover. Okay, we do have Rest, but Rest you have to go to sleep to do it. I'm just going to do it the easier way. Body Slam's a one-shot, very good. Rhydon comes out, and we're going to use Recover with the hope that he does a Leer or a... he does 2 Leers, that's perfect. The other one would have been Tail Whip. So what that did is initiates the badge boost. So it's going to down our defense, but it's going to up all of our other stats by 12.5% every time he leered us. So physical and attack stat are very high right now. We just can't take a lot of damage. And then he's going to come out with a Blastoise. Body Slam's going to be like a third. I don't know why he doesn't go for Hydro Pump like immediately. And now that he's burned, it cuts his attack in half. So that's very good. It actually stopped us from getting knocked out there. Probably would have been a knockout. But we beat our rival. And I'm tapping. So just for clarity, that Jolteon beat the game in like 59 minutes. And we're about to beat the game in 1 hour, 1 minute, and not quite under an hour and 30 seconds, but an hour and like 35 seconds is what we're going to get it under. Okay? So, 1 hour, 1 minute, and 33 seconds is what time we beat this game in. Like I said, Jolteon took like an hour, or took like 59 minutes and some seconds. Okay, so we lost to Jolteon by like 2 minutes, which if I didn't fight Cobra Kai, probably could have avoided those 2 minutes. And there's a couple other things I could have done. I chose to fight some extra battles I didn't need to. So, what is my conclusion from this? Well, if you saw the other two and you saw this one, Jolteon I thought would be the second fastest. It's not. The real advantage with this Pokemon is that its physical attack stat really helps it. Because so all the Pokemon get a stab move. Okay, where Vaporeon had a huge advantage is it has access to Ice moves, which Ice moves I think are one of the most underrated powerful moves in types in Gen 1, because it wrecks so many things. So I thought that's why Vaporeon would have the advantage, but its attack stat was low and its speed was very low. Jolteon being faster, but its attack stat sucks, and Thunderbolt doesn't work against everything. And its typing makes so a lot of battles are nerfed. For example, Brock took forever with Jolteon compared to the other two. Where Flareon has a huge advantage is it not only has physical or special for its fire types, but also has physical damaging ability that the other two don't have, and I think that really carried it because a large portion of the game you have a not so powerful fire move and you have to be able to compensate with something. Body Slam, Swift, even Quick Attack were good alternatives just because of the stats we had. So that's my conclusion. Flareon, I think if I did it again, I could probably beat Vaporeon's time. But also, to be fair, if I played Vaporeon again, I could probably get it a little bit, a little faster. But now that knowing what I know, I think it would have been, I could do a little faster on all three of them. Still think the worst one's Jolteon, just because it's early typing. It took 16 minutes to get by Brock, where at 16 minutes we were beating Nugget Bridge with this Pokemon. We were beyond Nugget Bridge with this Pokemon at 16 minutes. So huge advantage for Flareon. But I want to thank everyone for watching this video, and I apologize if my voice sounds very weird. I got sick. I get sick like this every year. I get a sore throat. I don't know why, but I get a sore throat. I'm not even congested nasally. It's just in my throat. It's because I'm asthmatic and I very easily catch things like that every year. So it is what it is. But one thing I'm for watching, please make sure you check out the prediction video, see how close I was to my prediction. I'll give you a hint, I'm not very close. Okay. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. And next week we'll be doing Porygon. The prediction video for that will be coming out on Monday, and then the playthrough will be next Friday. One thing I'm for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Monday.